to 10. Over here, all the regular batches are 100% live and interactive classes. So if you have any sort of doubt or clarification regarding the topic, you can ask it to the teacher in the classes only, and the teacher will explain everything in the classes. Now, coming to the second thing which we have is we give personalized attention to each and every student, because maximum 6 number of students are there in our class, not more than that, and it can be a class of 1 student, 2 student, or maximum 6. This help us to keep an eye on you, how you are doing, how you are improving, and it also help the student so that they can ask their doubts, their queries, they can interact with us very easily, very smoothly, right, without any chaos at all. So these are very important features over here. That is why Swiflearn is totally different from any other platform. Now, coming to the third thing, that is we have a very good dedicated academic mentor team who continuously track on how the student is doing their homework, how they're performing in the classwork, and accordingly, you will get the feedback. There will be PTM also, so that the parent teacher meeting will be there, and the parents can ask any sort of doubt. They can give us the feedback also, and we will definitely solve all the problem, है ना? And then the last but not the least, the very important thing is we cover the syllabus as per your school examination schedule. Like whatever you have in your school examination, you can tell us to us. We will do those topics first, and then we will move on to rest of the topic. So these are all our general features of Swiflearn. And let me now discuss the key features. The very first key feature is we maintain a detailed progress report of each and every student. इस प्रोग्रेस रिपोर्ट में क्या रहता है, आपका अंडरस्टैंडिंग कैपेसिटी क्या है, आपका कॉम्पिटिटिव अप्रोच कैसे है, आप होमवर्क कर रहे हो या नहीं, ठीक ठाक से कर रहे हो, विद प्रॉपर टाइम एंड गिविंग इन्वॉल्वमेंट टू द होमवर्क और नहीं, in which topic you were totally prepared and which topic you were lagging, which topic needs more and more practice. So everything will be included within this progress report, and it will go to you in certain interval. According to that, you will be able to understand what is going on, like in which part or in which parameter you have to improve, and definitely you will be able to improve it, right? Now, coming to the second thing, that is the SAT, which is Swiflearn's academic test series, which happen in every Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., where you will be able to perform and you can understand what is your rank all over India, right? Now, coming to the third and fourth thing, that is very important, which is the practice. Okay, after completing each and every topic, what you have to do, you have to practice writing question and answer, whether it is an objective question or a subjective question. Both the types of questions should get the proper priority, so that you will never lose any of the marks in your board exam as well as the school exam, right? So this practice is very important. After completing the topic, definitely we will give you the tips and tricks how to write down the answer, where to include any diagram, what are the keywords which should be included within your answer, and so on, right? And accordingly, you will never miss any of the marks, or even never lose any of the marks in your school exam as well as the board exam. So these are all the key features. To experience all these things, what have you have to do? You have to book the trial class, right? All the trial class are free of cost, so anytime you book it and experience all these things, and then enroll your name in our regular batches, so that we can interact every day in our regular batches. If you have any sort of doubt, you can ask me. I'll also tell you a lot of information about your subject, right? So those who have not subscribed our channel till now, please subscribe it now and press the bell icon, so that you will never miss any of the update of the upcoming sessions. Also, you can stay with me all the time in all the session, and if you have any doubt, please write it in the chat box, as you all always do, right? And don't forget to like, comment and share. So stay with Swiflearn and learn with Swiflearn. And let us now move on to today's topic. As you already know, today we will discuss about a very interesting part. We were basically discussing this endocrine system and the adolescence chapter, which is there in ICSE class 8 syllabus, biology syllabus, in the past two sessions also. So This is the third session. Let me tell you what we have already studied. We have already studied about the different glands which are present within our body. That also, like the endocrine gland is the most important gland which secrete all the different types of hormones inside our body. And what are the different effects of all these hormones? What are the different changes which takes place during the adolescence and puberty? So all these things which we already have discussed in the previous session, right? So today mainly we will discuss about all these things. Overall view, I will tell you what are the different changes which takes place within our body during the puberty, and definitely what should be the personal hygiene or the different type of steps we should take so that we can maintain our body, we can maintain a proper health of our body. Okay, so as you already know, you can see in the picture also that our life starts from the very like it our growth and development of our body starts just after the birth of the individual, which starts from 0 year till 2 years. We can see that infancy takes place, then the childhood, then adolescence, then adulthood, and finally the old age. So these are all the different phases of our life, right? So we all go through all these phases in our whole lifespan, right? So today mainly we will discuss about the adolescence as we were discussing in the previous session also. So what are the different changes which takes place within the adolescence period? We will mainly focus on that. So you can see over here, these are our objectives for studying. For discussion in today's session, that is mainly we will discuss about the different sexual characteristic feature which becomes very much prominent during this puberty, and what are the secondary sexual character. Definitely we will study about this. Then we will move on to the reproductive phase in human life, how it happens, and mainly what changes takes place in the girls, and what is the meaningful, like what is the importance of that, and if it doesn't happen, what will happen. Okay, so we will study all those things, and finally we will move on to the reproductive health, how to maintain our proper health in our body. Okay, so these are the different objectives of today's session. Now, in the previous session, we have already studied about the different physical and psychological changes which takes place during the adolescence period. Can anybody tell me in the chat box what can be any one change which is physical and any one change which is psychological? Okay, so please write it down in the chat box what you feel that a huge change has taken place within your body or your mind, that is the physical change, and a psychological change which takes place in the adolescent period, which is totally different from any other phases of our life, right? So quickly give me this answer in the chat box. I can see many of you were listening to me in this session, you were there with me, so stay till the end, you will come to know a lot of things. And as you already know, who will give me most of the answers correctly, so he or she will be the student of the session, and I will write his name or her name on the screen at the end of the session. Clear, Hannah? Yes. Hi beta, what is your name? Okay, so what can be the physical and a psychological change? Any one physical change, one psychological change, please tell me. Yes. Okay, your name is Kritika. Hi, Kritika. Kritika, can you tell me any one physical change which takes place during adolescence and one psychological change which takes place during this period? Okay, we will definitely see your answer in the chat box. And let me recall what we have already studied about this physical and the psychological changes. The physical change will definitely include the change of your height, the change of your voice, and the increase of the total development of your body, right? So, with the development of the body, definitely the reproductive system is also developing. Due to that, the different gamete formation takes place, and the varieties of different changes takes place due to the secretion of the different hormones like the estrogen and testosterone, which we have already discussed in the previous session, right? And other than that, definitely during this adolescent, we have also seen that the sweat gland and the sebaceous gland become so much active that there is always the tendency of formation of pimples, acne, and all. right? So these are basically the physical changes. And if I talk about the psychological change, there are the two different development which takes place within our body, like the mental, intellectual, emotional maturity takes place. You will also have you sometimes feel a lot of stress, you sometimes feel to stay within your group of friends, right? So sometimes you worry about like why the different physical changes are taking place, why somebody is having that particular type of habit, or any particular type of thing which I don't have, or whether I should also deserve all the different things or not, why I have a lot of different tension like tension of my career and all. So these are the different things which takes place within the psychology of an adolescent person, right? So these are the different things which we have already discussed in previous sessions, right? Previous two sessions. So today we will mainly discuss about the different sexual characteristic features which takes place, which changes within our body. Okay, so we can basically divide the sexual characteristic changes into two main parts. One is the primary change and the secondary change, right? So primary change may definitely it will take place the secretion of the different hormones and the production of the different gametes. So in case of the male body, definitely the secretion of the testosterone take place through the testes. So let me write down everything. So we already know the growth and development of the testis takes place in case of the male, and that is why the secretion of the testosterone takes place, which is the male hormone. And for that also, along with a lot of different changes, bodily changes will take place within the body, and also the gamete formation takes place. Okay, the gamete formation. What is the male gamete? Definitely sperms are the male gamete. Okay, and in case of female, what we know, it is the main reproductive gland of the female body is ovary, and the main hormone which is secreted from this ovary is the estrogen. Along with the estrogen, progesterone is also secreted, but it is not there in your syllabus. So just think about the estrogen. And also, due to the growth and development of the ovary, the gamete formation take place. So the gamete formation, what is the female gamete? Definitely it will be ovum. Ovum is the singular word, ova is the plural word, always keep it in mind. Or we can also call it as egg. Okay, so these are the primary changes which we can see in the adolescent period during the puberty. The primary changes, the primary sexual characters. Now we will mainly focus on the secondary sexual characters, what take place within the male and the female body. Let us now see what are the secondary characters. Basically, the secondary sexual characters will include the widening of the hip region, hip girdle in case of the girls, the waist broadens, the breast development takes place. Okay, the proper shape of the body will take place. So these are basically the menstruation will start. So all these are the different changes which takes place in the girls. And what about the boys? Definitely a muscular development will take place. Hair will be seen in the chest region and the different body region. We can see the facial hair like the mustache and the beard. We can see the muscular development. The shoulder girdle will be broadened rather than the hip girdle. The voice change will be there. So all these are controlled by the different hormones, the male hormone and the female hormone, which are respectively secreted from the boys and the girls, right? And this will create a lot of different characteristic features, the changes of the characters in this age. Clear hand up to this much? Got an idea what are the primary changes or the primary sexual characters and the secondary sexual characters? If you have any doubt, please tell me in the chat box. Okay, now let us move on to the reproductive phase of the human being. So when the reproductive phase starts, It generally starts when there is the maturation and the production of the gametes takes place. Definitely in case of the male, when the sperms will be developed and produced, and in case of the female, the ovum will be developed and produced. And this reproductive phase, we can say that in case of female, it will start from 11-12 years of age, or a little bit later, like 1 or 2 years delay can happen. That is normal, totally normal, don't worry about it. And it will last till 45 to 50 years of age approximately. Okay, so during this phase the female has the capacity of reproduction. Okay, they can reproduce, they can give the birth to the young ones of their own kind. That is also, you already know, this is known as the reproduction, and this is known as the reproductive phase, this year of age. Now, during this starting of this year of age, the main symbol which takes place, or which will tell you that yes, the reproductive stage has been started, that is nothing but the menstruation. It is a period of time which is characterized by the vaginal bleeding. Okay, and it happens every month in the women, and this occurs around once in a month, or we can say the gap will be 28 days to, it can be extended till 35 days also. Now we will mainly focus on why this happens and how this happens. Okay, so already you have an idea of the female reproductive structure. So there are basically the two ovaries, and the two ovaries are forming the egg, and the two ovaries are basically connected with the fallopian tube. So there is a funnel like structure and the tube like structure which is coming from each of the ovary. If you see like this, it is coming from each of the ovary, and when the egg will be produced, so each month the egg will produce from any one of the ovary. Say it can be the right ovary and this can be the left ovary. If the egg is produced from the right ovary, um in 1 month, it will go through this one, this fallopian tube. Okay, so the next month the egg will be produced from the left ovary. Up to this much clear hai? So alternatively, in 1 month from the right ovary, another month from the left ovary, like this the egg will be produced. अभी ये egg produce होने के बाद वो कहाँ जाएगा? It will be received by this fallopian tube. अच्छा, ये tube का नाम है fallopian tube. You have already studied this, I know. और इसका और भी एक नाम है, that is oviduct. ठीक है, तो it will go through the oviduct and finally it will stay over here for some time. Okay, now if the sperm, let me draw a sperm then. So if the sperm is going and it is fusing with the fallopian it is fusing with the egg in the fallopian tube, then what will happen? The zygote will be formed. Let me draw the zygote with a different color of pen. Let it be the green color. So the zygote will be formed. After the fertilization, the zygote will be formed, and the zygote will come to the uterus. This huge house or room is known as the uterus, and it will be embedded with the uterine wall, and continuously the growth and development, embryo formation will take place and give rise to the baby. ठीक है, ये तब ही होगा जब फर्टिलाइजेशन होता है. तो फर्टिलाइजेशन तो हमेशा नहीं होता ना, हर महीने तो फर्टिलाइजेशन नहीं हो सकता, राइट? Do you agree with me? So if this fertilization never happens, doesn't happen, तो क्या होगा? zygote formation होगा? नहीं होगा, है ना? तो क्या होगा if there is no zygote formation? Let me draw this one again. So if there is no zygote formation, then the egg will come to the uterus, but the uterine wall basically during the different days they actually produce a bed with the help of the blood vessels and all, the mucous blood vessels will also be there, so that the egg can be fertilized and it can come to the uterus, and then it can be embedded, so that it will get a proper comfortable bait, so that the baby can grow over there. Okay, but if the fertilization doesn't happen, then what will happen? Definitely there will be no use of that bed, there will be no implantation, there will be no use of anything. All the blood vessels, the mucus, the eggs, everything will be wasted, right? So this wastage will come out from the vagina and it will be totally wasted, right? And this coming out of the blood vessels, the mucus, the wasted egg is known as the menstruation. Okay, this is nothing but this is known as the menstruation, and that is why it happens in every 28 to 30 days gap. Clear hai? Understood beta? Okay, so as I have already mentioned why menstruation takes place, so whenever the egg is coming inside the uterus, either fertilization take place. If the fertilization takes place, then the person will become pregnant, and definitely the embryo, the zygote will divide and form the embryo, and the growth and development of all the organs of the body will take place within the womb of the mother, that is the uterus, and finally giving birth to the young one. But if fertilization doesn't occur, what will happen? If it doesn't occur, then the egg and the thickening of the uterus, that is the blood vessel, the lining of the uterus, the mucus and everything will shade off, because it is a total wastage, right? So the total wastage of 1 month, the making of the bed and all, and that is why along with the wasted egg it will go go out of the body, and this process is known as menstruation. Okay, so this actually starts at the age of 12 or 13 years of age, which basically is known as, the first menstruation is known as the menarche, and it can continue till 45 to 50 years of age. The last one or when it stops actually, that is known as menopause, right? So the different types of symptoms may happen due to during the menopause or just after the menopause, that is night sweat, sometimes the urinary tract infection, hot flashes, the memory loss, sometimes difficulty in sleeping, reduced muscle mass or headache, stiffness of the joint pain. So all these different things happen after the menopause due to not uh, production of the egg, and not like the menstruation will take place. Up to this much totally clear hai na? Yes, why it takes place and all. So initially the menstruation cycle can be a little bit irregular, that is normal, and it can take place like after twice maybe in a month, or it can take place like within 3 or 4 months, it can happen once or twice, that is also possible. Okay, maybe a very much regular, or it can be very much slow. So not at all a problem, this is totally normal, and after gradually it will take its time and it will become regular, which will be controlled by all the different hormones within our body. Up to this much clear, Hannah? Yes. Now let us see the video of menstruation cycle.
Men are from Mars, women are from Venus, and though we may share a planet and many other similarities, our bodies function in some majorly different ways. In this video, we'll take a look at some of those differences unique to women. Women between the ages of 12 and 50 years old undergo a monthly cycle in which their uterus prepares for pregnancy. It prepares for a fertilized egg to settle and grow into a baby. If pregnancy does not occur, the lining breaks down and is expelled from the uterus. This is known as menstruation. The menstrual cycle usually lasts about 28 days. During this period, women undergo drastic hormonal fluctuations as well as physical discomforts such as abdominal cramps, headaches, backaches, and general nausea. This has led to it being colloquially referred to as the curse. The first stage of the cycle is menstruation and occurs if the egg has not been fertilized. This lasts between 3 to 7 days and is more commonly known as a period. Because the egg has not been fertilized, the uterus lining, called the endometrium, is not needed, and hence it breaks down and is lost through the vaginal canal with some blood. The next stage is known as ovulation, and is when the woman is most fertile. After menstruation, the lining of the uterus thickens up again in preparation for a fertilized egg, and inside the ovary, a follicle develops. At about 14 days into the cycle, an egg is released from the follicle in the ovaries, and fertilization could take place. If the egg is fertilized and embeds itself in the thick uterine lining, the lining is not shed, and thus menstruation does not occur, and the woman becomes pregnant. If it doesn't manage to embed, then the lining will break down and menstruation will occur and the cycle is repeated. The menstrual cycle is controlled by two main hormones, estrogen and progesterone. We met these hormones in this video. Estrogen is produced by the ovaries and causes the uterus lining, the endometrium, to thicken again after menstruation so that it is ready to receive an embryo. Progesterone is produced by the empty follicle in the ovary. See how it is produced after the egg has been released and then drops off if the egg does not embed in the uterus or if the egg is unfertilized. But if the egg is fertilized and embeds, then progesterone levels stay high for the first 6.5 months of pregnancy. The follicle continues to produce it and a placenta is formed. So estrogen builds up the uterus lining and progesterone maintains it during the second half of the menstrual cycle. There are two other hormones also involved: the follicle-stimulating hormone, or FSH, and the luteinizing hormone, or LH. Both FSH and LH are secreted by the pituitary gland. FSH causes the egg to mature in the ovary, and it also stimulates the ovaries to release estrogen. The estrogen then stops FSH being produced, so that only one egg matures in the cycle. LH causes the mature egg to be released from the ovary and stimulates the release of progesterone. You may want to browse the internet to learn more about these hormones. So from this video, you should now have a better understanding of how the menstrual cycle works, how the main hormones estrogen and progesterone control it, and how a woman's body is affected by these drastic changes.
Yes, I hope that you have already understood about the menstruation cycle in human being, right? Yes. Now, so this adolescence is the phase where a total change, the total physical and the mental change takes place within both the male and female bodies, right? And definitely, along with the physical change, it also improve the different changes in our brain, right? The psychological, emotional, intellectual changes also takes place during this period. So now we will mainly move on to the reproductive health that will definitely contribute, or that will definitely include the two main health. First one is the physical and second one is the mental. When this physical and the mental health together will be good, then only we will have a proper reproductive health and we will have definitely have a happy life. Now we will move on to what are these different strategies of maintaining the reproductive health. So this reproductive health definitely should be maintained by each and every individual. Okay, so we can also call it as the individual health. So to keep our body healthy, what we first have to maintain, that is the diet. So as you already know, what is the balanced diet? That means all the different nutrients, whether it is the carbohydrate, protein, fat, vitamins, minerals, all these nutrients should be there in a proper appropriate amount, okay, within your diet. Then only you will be able to maintain a proper balanced diet, okay, and you will not get any sort of the deficiency diseases. So this type of deficiency diseases can happen in during this time, and it can affect throughout your life. So be conscious about it. Do not have that much amount of junk food. Please avoid the junk food and have healthy food, which include the protein, carbohydrate, vitamins and minerals and fat appropriately in your diet. Secondly, maintain a proper personal hygiene, like uh, taking bath twice a day and cleaning your hair, cleaning your teeth and everything. We will come to the detail of it. And the main important thing is, like, during this corona time, definitely it is very important because you are also not going to school, so a very low a very less amount of energy like exercise you were doing, right? So please do physical exercise, whether it is dancing or like jogging, or you can do some meditation, yoga, and any sort of freehand exercise you can practice at home only, right? So first of all is our nutritional need. Our body need a lot of different type of nutrition for our total growth and development. And as you already know, this adolescent is a stage where main growth and development, not only the physical, mental, psychological, everything, all the development will take place during this adolescence. Fine. So we have to take a proper balanced diet for maintaining that. So balanced diet is what? You already know that it is the diet which contain the protein, carbohydrate, fat, vitamins and minerals in a proper amount, in a proper portion in all your meals. So you already know the Indian meal consists of the rice or roti, that means you are getting the carbohydrate, the dal, that is the pulses or soybean, meat, fish and all, that means you are getting a proper protein, and definitely the vegetables and the fruits will give you the vitamins and minerals, and definitely you are also eating the oily food, and everything is like oil, nuts and all you are eating, so that is also giving you a proper amount of fat in your body. So all this will help to maintain a proper diet within our body. And milk is the complete food, as you already know, because milk will contain all these necessary nutrients in a proper adequate amount, and that is why we call the milk as the complete food. Clear hai? So try to have milk. Whoever has no any problem, any gastric problem, who can drink milk, please have some milk every day. Keep it in your diet. Keep a lot of fruits and vegetables also, at least one or two fruits. Keep it in diet every day in your daily routine, so that you will get a proper amount of vitamins and minerals also, so it will help you to nourish your body. Coming to the infants, definitely they are totally dependent upon the mother's milk, right? The breast milk, they get a lot of different immunity power, the resistance power is getting they get generally from the mother's milk. And apart from that, all the different nutrients are also coming to their body, to the baby's body, through the mother's milk. Try to avoid a lot of junk food. I know you already you all like to have the chips, cold drinks, like pizza, burger and everything. Please don't have it in a large amount. You can have it at least once in a month, or once in 2 weeks, but not more than that. Please avoid the food which will give you which will never give you a proper health, right? So let us now see our video on the balanced diet.
Maintaining a healthy body is like baking the perfect cake. We need the right proportion of ingredients to ensure the cake is delicious and tasty. So what is the balanced diet that our body needs? There are 7 major food groups: carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, vitamins, fiber, and water. Do you know what types of food we get these different groups from? Pause the video and have a think. There are just a few options. Let's have a look at the different roles these groups play in maintaining a healthy body. Carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are the body's main source of energy and also give us calcium and B vitamins. They should make up the largest proportion of our diet, and whole grain versions are particularly good because they also provide fiber. Our body needs energy to survive, and if we don't eat carbs, then our body will break down protein instead, which can mean taking protein from our muscles to provide the energy instead. So eat carbs to save your muscles. Protein. Proteins are strong, powerful little molecules. Proteins control every single function of our cells and organs and are the building blocks of life. They provide us with the means to grow and repair. Proteins are made from smaller units called amino acids, of which there are 22 different ones. Our body can't make 9 of these amino acids, and so we have to take these 9 in through our diet. This is the important part. Proteins from animal-based proteins have a large range of these 9 amino acids in. They are more complete protein sources, whereas plant-based products, although they can be high in protein, they often don't have a large range of different types of amino acids from one source, and so we need to combine a few different protein sources to get a complete profile, something to be aware of. Fats. Everyone seems to be a little scared of them, but actually they're extremely important for a healthy, balanced diet. We need fats for growth, development, and to just function. We store them for use as energy at later dates. They're used in cell functions and must be taken in through the diet as our body can't make them. They insulate our nerve cells, they're in our cell membranes, they transport vitamins, and they're found in steroid hormones. Fats are essential for a healthy, balanced diet, so just remember, fats don't make you fat, eating too many calories does. Vitamins. There's a whole variety of different vitamins, so let's keep it general. Vitamins are necessary for growth, and for our cells to function normally. We cannot make them, so we must take them in through our diet. We only need them in tiny amounts, and provided you eat a varied diet, balanced in proteins, carbohydrates, fats, fruit and veg, you almost definitely have them in ample amounts. If we're deficient in any vitamins, then it negatively affects our health, so make sure you eat a varied and balanced diet. Minerals. Minerals are essential. They're important for us to build strong bones and teeth, blood, skin, hair, etc. They're involved in nerve function, muscles, and for metabolic processes. To be healthy, to grow and repair, we need minerals. Just like vitamins, if you eat a varied and balanced diet, then chances are you're taking in the minerals that you need. Although, often children, pregnant and breastfeeding mothers, and older people need to adjust their intake of certain minerals. Fibre, roughage, call it what you like. This indigestible carbohydrate is very important for our intestines. They balance out the fat and carbohydrate absorption so that we don't have sudden energy surges. They regulate bowel movements and help to speed up the removal of waste and toxins. Fibre equals a happy gut. Although it does come with one little warning. If you're eating fibrous food, you must also drink lots of water because fibre can dehydrate you, which leads us perfectly onto the importance of water. The fact that we're about 2/3 water goes to show just how important the liquid of life is. Water keeps our blood flowing, it maintains the health and strength of all of our cells, it eliminates waste products from metabolism, we use it to regulate our body temperature by sweating, and the list continues. About 20% of our water intake comes from our food, and then we need to make sure we're drinking lots. In fact, most headaches are actually caused because we're dehydrated, so get that glass of water and start drinking. So there we have the main food groups. The simple thing to remember is to have a varied diet and that you wash down with lots of water.
If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget.
Okay, so you have already got an idea what is the balanced diet and what are the different nutrients which we should include within our all the meals starting from the breakfast, lunch and dinner, and so that we can maintain a proper good health of our body, right? Now coming to the personal hygiene. Apart from taking a proper balanced diet, we should also maintain our body with doing a lot of different stuffs. Like the first one is we already know that during this adolescent period, the sweat gland and the sebaceous glands becomes very much hyperactive, and that is why the sweating and the oil will come out from your skin, and that makes your body smelly sometimes, right? So to avoid it, what you have to do, you have to at least take bath once every day. If possible, please take it twice or thrice every day. It depends upon the weather, definitely, but in case of the summer season, definitely I will tell you to take bath twice every day. Now, coming to the special care which should be taken by the girls, it is during the menstruation flow. Okay, so please keep a proper cleanliness, take care of your body, take care of your reproductive organs, the different organs of your body, so that there will be no any sort of infection, the bacterial infection which is very prone to happen during this menstruation flow. Please do take care of your body so that you will be totally free from any sort of microorganisms which can cause any sort of diseases in your body. Okay, now this type of bacterial infection may occur if the good hygiene and the cleanliness is not followed. So please wash your hand whenever it is possible, before taking a meal, after taking meal, before you and after using the toilet, and everything like you already know. And definitely it is very important during this coronavirus that at least please wash your hand with the soap very carefully. Take 1 or 2 minutes and wash your hand. Right now, coming to the physical exercise, that is a very important part, I have to say, because you are not going to school nowadays due to the corona virus situation, due to the pandemic. And that is why you have to take care of your body by doing a lot of different exercise at your home only. It can include a lot of different things like jogging, walking, playing in the fresh water, air. It will help to keep your body fit and healthy. Do jog, do any sort of yoga, any sort of exercise. Also it can be the meditation. You can do the like exercise of breathing exercise, which would help to keep your respiratory system very much healthy. So all these types of exercise you can do at your home. And last but not the least, that is very important, that this is an age, the this adolescent is the period where people can go in a wrong way with the help of the different friends. So pick the good friends who will help you to guide in a proper way. We know that the friends impact is very much on your age. So do say no to the drugs, any sort of bad habits like smoking, drinking, and all. So this can ruin the whole health of your body, as well as it can ruin the happiness of your life, right? So please say no to all these types of smoking, drinking, drugs, and all. And definitely your life will be beautiful then. Okay, so this is all about the chapter, and now let us discuss some of the question answer. Let me see whoever has any doubt. If you have any doubt, please write it in the chat box so that I can clear all your doubts. Okay, now let us discuss some of the question answer which you can get in your school exam. Okay, so what do you mean by menstruation? Let me see who can give me this answer. Yes, anybody, can you please give me the answer? What do you mean by menstruation? Yes, just one line answer or just the definition. It is nothing but the vaginal bleeding that occurs in women in a monthly cycle. In like it happens every month, or we can say it happens in a gap of 28 to 30 days. Right? So this vaginal bleeding along with the mucus and the bloods which is coming out from the uterus is known as the menstruation. Now coming to the second question, what should be done to maintain a personal hygiene? It can be a lot of different things which you can do. You can practice for maintaining a personal hygiene of your body. This will include definitely taking bath once or twice in a day. It can be like brushing your teeth twice at least every day. You can get a proper diet, you can maintain a proper balanced diet, do exercise and all those things, wash your hand all the time, right? Now coming to what do you mean by menopause? It's a very important question you can get, like what is menarche and what is menopause. So what do you mean by menopause? Yes, that is the last menstruation which takes place in the women's body. It can happen from any like 45 years of age to 50 years of age, and that last normally when the menstruation stops, that is known as the menopause. Clear hai? Yes. So uh, let us do a quick fitness check. What exercise you can do at home to stay fit and stay healthy? Yes, it's very much important. You can do a lot of different physical exercise. You can do a lot of different breathing exercise. You can do yoga. You can like do meditation. You can jog. Okay, and other different things also will help to keep your mental reduce your mental stress. That can be a proper sleep. Okay, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep in every day. You can read your book, which from where you can gain a lot of knowledge, as well as it will give you the entertainment. Nowadays it is very much important to like think positively, because you are not going out, you are not meeting your friends every day. So that is why think positively all the time. Improve your mood by laughing. Okay, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay happy, feel happy all the time. Okay, so this is very important to maintain your mental health also. Okay, now a quick fitness you can see over here: walking, jogging, yoga, physical exercise, dancing. Who are practicing the dance, or you are the dancer, can do that, and other different types of hobby also you can pick, and you can practice all these things while staying at home. Okay, now let me give you one very nice fact, that our ears does the self cleaning. Okay, what do you mean by self cleaning, and why it how does it happen? It happens because of the presence of the earwax. So it's not just a yellow colored gunk. It generally keeps our ear clean and protect our ear from any sort of bacterial infection. Okay, so this is all about today's session, and these are the different points which we have already discussed today. That is maintaining how, what are the different sexual characteristic feature, what are the primary and the secondary sexual character. Then we have discussed about the reproductive phase in human life, and finally we have studied about the reproductive health, how to maintain our health properly so that uh, we can be happy, healthy all the time. Right? So, thank you for staying with me. I hope that whatever we have discussed, you have understood everything. If you have not, please write it in the chat box so that I can clear all your doubt. So, thank you very much for staying with us and staying with Swiflearn. We will again meet in next session. So, those who have not subscribed our channel, please subscribe it and place the bell icon so that you can never miss any of the update of the upcoming session. We will again meet, and do not forget to like, comment, and share. So for today, bye bye, take care, stay safe, and stay healthy. We will meet on the next session. Bye bye.